Look how the Lord has covered daughter Zion with the cloud of his anger. He has thrown her, the glory of Israel, from the sky to the ground. In his anger, he showed no care, even for the temple where he rests his feet. The Lord destroyed the houses of Jacob. He destroyed them without mercy. In his anger, he destroyed the fortresses of daughter Judah. He threw the kingdom of Judah and its rulers to the ground. He ruined the kingdom of Judah. He was angry, and he destroyed all the strength of Israel. He took away his right hand from Israel. He did this when the enemy came. He burned like a flaming fire in Jacob. He was like a fire that burns all around. He bent his bow like an enemy. He held his sword in his right hand. He killed all the good-looking men of Judah. He killed them as if they were the enemy. He poured out his anger like a fire on the tents of Zion. The Lord has become like an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces and all her fortresses. He has made much sadness and crying for the dead in daughter Judah. He pulled up his own tent as if it were a garden. He has ruined the place where the people came together to worship him. The Lord has made people forget the special assemblies and special days of rest in Zion. He rejected the king and the priest. He was angry and rejected them. He rejected his altar, and he left his holy place of worship. He let the enemy pull down the walls of the palaces of Jerusalem. The enemy shouted with joy in the Lord's temple. They made noise as though it were a festival. The Lord planned to destroy the wall of daughter Zion. He marked the wall with a measuring line. He didn't stop himself from destroying it. He made all the walls cry out in sadness. Together they wasted away. Jerusalem's gates have sunk into the ground. The bars on her gates are completely destroyed. Her king and princes have been taken to other nations. The teachings of the law has stopped, and her prophets no longer receive visions from the Lord. The elders of Zion sit on the ground. They sit on the ground and are quiet. They pour dust on their heads. They put on sackcloth. The young women of Jerusalem bow their heads to the ground in sorrow. My eyes are worn out with tears, and my insides are upset. My heart feels like it has been poured on the ground. I feel this way because of the destruction of my people. Children and babies are fainting in the public squares of the city. They ask their mothers, "Where is the bread and wine?" as they pour out their life in their mothers' laps. My dear Jerusalem, what can I say about you? What can I compare you to? What can I say you are like? How can I comfort you, city of Zion? You have been hurt much too badly for anyone to heal. Your prophets saw visions for you, but their visions were only worthless lies. They didn't speak against your sins. They didn't try to make things better. They spoke messages for you, but they were false messages that fooled you. Those who pass by on the road clap their hands and laugh at you. They make fun of Jerusalem, shaking their heads at the sight of her. They ask, "Is this the city that people call the most beautiful city and the joy of all the earth?" All your enemies laugh at you. They whistle and grind their teeth at you. They say, "We have swallowed them up. This is the day we were hoping for. We have finally seen this happen." The Lord did what he planned to do. He did what he said he would do. He did what he commanded a long time ago. He destroyed and he had no pity. He made your enemies happy because of what happened to you. He made your enemies strong. Cry out with all your heart to the Lord. Jerusalem, let tears roll down your walls. Let your tears flow like a stream day and night. Don't stop crying or let your eyes dry. Get up throughout the night and cry for help. Let your sorrow pour out before the Lord like water. Lift up your hands in prayer to him. Ask him to let your children live. They are starving to death on every street corner. Look at us, Lord. Have you ever treated anyone else so badly? Is it right for women to eat their own babies, the children they have cared for? Should priests and prophets be killed in the temple of the Lord? Young men and old men lie on the ground in the streets of the city. My young women and young men have been killed by the sword. You killed them on the day of your anger. You killed them without mercy. You invited terror to come to me from all around. You invited terror as though you were inviting it to a festival. No one escaped on the day of the Lord's anger. My enemy killed the people who I raised and brought up. I am a man who has seen much trouble. God beat us with a stick, and I saw it happen. He led and brought me into darkness, not light. He turned his hand against me. He did this again and again, all day. He wore out my flesh and skin. He broke my bones. He built up bitterness and trouble against me. He surrounded me with bitterness and trouble. He put me in the dark, like someone who died long ago. He shut me in, so I could not get out. He put heavy chains on me. Even when I cry out and ask for help, he does not listen to my prayer. He has blocked up my path with stones. He has made my path crooked. He is like a bear about to attack me, like a lion that is in a hiding place. He led me off my path. He tore me to pieces and ruined me. He made his bow ready. He made me the target for his arrows. He shot me in the stomach with his arrows. I have become a joke to all my people. All day long, they sing songs about me and make fun of me. He gave me this poison to drink. He filled me with this bitter drink. He pushed my teeth into rocky ground. He pushed me into the dirt. I thought I would never have peace again. I forgot about good things. I said to myself, I no longer have any hope that the Lord will help me. Remember, I am very sad, and I have no home. Remember the bitter poison that you gave me. I remember well all my troubles, and I am very sad. But then I think about this, and I have hope. We are still alive because the Lord's faithful love never ends. Every morning, He shows it in new ways. You are so very true and loyal. I say to myself, the Lord is my God, and I trust Him. The Lord is good to those who wait for Him. He is good to those who look for Him. It is good to wait quietly for the Lord to save them. It is good for a man to wear his yoke from the time he is young. He should sit alone and be quiet when the Lord puts His yoke on him. He should bow down to the Lord. Maybe there is still hope. He should turn his cheek to the one who hits him and let people insult him. He should remember that the Lord does not reject people forever. When He punishes, He also has mercy. He has mercy because of His great love and kindness. He does not enjoy causing people pain. He does not like to make anyone unhappy. He does not like any prisoner on earth to be trampled down. He does not like anyone to be unfair to another person. Some people will do such things right in front of God Most High. He does not like anyone to cheat another person. He does not like any of these things. No one can say something and make it happen unless the Lord orders it. God Most High commands both good and bad things to happen. No one alive can complain when He punishes them for their sins. Let us check and see what we have done. Then let us turn back to the Lord. Let us lift up our hearts and our hands to the God of heaven. Let us say to Him, we have sinned and have been stubborn. Because of this, you have not forgiven us. You wrapped yourself with anger. You chased us. You killed us without mercy. You wrapped yourself in a cloud so that no prayer could get through. You made us like garbage and dirt to the other nations. All of our enemies speak angrily against us. We have been frightened. We have fallen into a pit. We have been badly hurt. We have been broken. My eyes flow with streams of tears. I cry because of the destruction of my people. My eyes will flow without stopping. I will keep on crying. I will continue to cry until you look down and see us, Lord. I will continue to cry until you see us from heaven. My eyes make me sad when I see what happened to the young women in my city. For no reason, my enemies hunted me like a bird. They threw me alive into a pit and then threw stones at me. Water came up over my head. I said to myself, I am finished. Lord, I called your name from the bottom of the pit. You heard my voice. You didn't close your ears. You didn't refuse to rescue me. You came to me on the day that I called out to you. You said to me, don't be afraid. You defended me and brought me back to life. Lord, you have seen my trouble. Now judge my case for me. You have seen how my enemies have hurt me. You have seen all the evil plans that they made against me. You heard them insult me, Lord. You have heard all the evil plans that they made against me. The words and thoughts of my enemies are against me all the time, when they sit down and when they stand up. Look how they make fun of me. Give them back what they deserve, Lord. Pay them back for what they have done. Make them stubborn and then curse them. Chase them in anger and destroy them. Wipe them off the face of the earth, Lord. See how the gold has grown dark? How the pure gold has changed? There are jewels scattered all around at every street corner. The precious people of Zion were once worth more than gold, but now they are treated like something worthless, like the cheap clay jars a potter makes. Even a wild dog feeds her babies. Even the jackal lets her pups suck at her breast. But the daughter of my people is cruel. She is like the ostrich in the desert that forgets its eggs in the sand. Babies are so thirsty, their tongues stick to the roof of their mouths. Young children ask for bread, but no one gives them any. Those who ate rich food are now dying in the streets. Those who grew up wearing nice red clothes now pick through garbage piles. The sin of the daughter of my people was great. Their sin was greater than the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed suddenly. No human hand caused their destruction. Some of the men of Judah were dedicated to God in a special way. They were very pure. They were whiter than snow and whiter than milk. Their bodies were red like coral, and their beards like sapphire stones. But now their faces are blacker than soot. No one even recognizes them in the streets. Their skin is wrinkled over their bones. Their skin is like wood. It was better for those who were killed by the sword than for those who died of hunger. Those starving people were sad and hurt. They died because they got no food from the field. Then even nice women cooked their own children. The children were food for their mothers. This happened when my people were destroyed. The Lord used all of his anger. He poured out all his anger. He made a fire in Zion that burned it down to the foundations. The kings of the earth could not believe what had happened. The people of the world could not believe what had happened. They could not believe that enemies would be able to come through the city gates of Jerusalem. This happened because the prophets of Jerusalem sinned. This happened because the priests of Jerusalem did evil things. They were shedding the blood of good people in the city of Jerusalem. The prophets and priests walked around like blind men in the streets. They had become dirty with blood. No one could even touch their clothes because they were dirty. People shouted, "Go away! Go away! Don't touch us!" They wandered around and had no home. People in other nations said, "We don't want them to live with us." The Lord himself destroyed them. He didn't look after them anymore. He didn't respect the priest. He was not friendly to the elders of Judah. We have worn out our eyes looking for help, but no help comes. We kept on looking for a nation to save us. We kept watch from our watchtower, but no nation came to us. Our enemies hunted us all the time. We could not even go out into the streets. Our end came near. Our time was up. Our end came. The men who chased us were faster than eagles in the sky. They chased us into the mountains. They hid in the desert to catch us. The king was very important to us. He was like the breath we breathe, but he was trapped by them. The Lord himself chose the king, and we said this about the king: we will live in his shadow. He protects us from the nations. Be happy, people of Edom. Be happy, you who live in the land of Uz. But remember, the cup of the Lord's anger will come around to you too. When you drink from that cup, you will get drunk and strip all of your clothes. Your punishment is complete, Zion. You will not go into captivity again. But the Lord will punish your sins, people of Edom. He will uncover your sins.